What do you call a chicken who tells jokes?
I don't know. What?
A comedian.
It's time for the Children's Hour. How great can this day be? How great we're gonna see. I love to ask this question and let it hang in the air and smile at me. I woke right up this morning and felt the gravity. I knew that it was true, it's not a dream. I felt my breath go in and out, that's what life is all about. How great can this day be? How great can this day be? I'm alive and I am free. I love to ask this question and let it hang in the air and smile at me. I ask this happy question and leave it there to be unanswered and wide open, and the thing I start to see, the amount of great that's adding up as space infinitely. How great can this day be? How great can this day be? I'm alive and I am free. I love to ask this question and let it hang in the air and smile at me. When I first heard this idea, I thought, how could it be true? Could anything this simple actually change my point of view? But when I tried it, I believe my life got happier indeed. How great can this day be? How great can this day be? I'm alive and I am free. I love to ask this question and let it hang in the air. Can you imagine there? I'll let it hang in the air and smile at me. How great can this day be?
You are tuned to the Children's Hour. That was Lori Henrequest from a 2016 Grammy-nominated release. The title track, How Great Can This Day Be? And you know what? I would love to know how great this day could be. I think it could be a pretty great day. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good.
Great to have all kinds of friends here on the show. It's a little bit smaller of a crew today. And welcome, everybody. I am Katie Stone.
Hello, it's Ava.
Hello, it's Zen.
Hello, it's Amadeus.
How's everybody's weekend so far? No news is good news.
No news.
Plants in my garden are growing, and also my tooth got even looser.
I am so glad to hear about this tooth. This is the one with the cavity, right? So we do want that tooth to come out. Any news on that end over here? Zen, Amadeus, all good?
I fed my snake.
Speaking of snakes, we're going to be talking a lot about nature on this show and going out and seeing what you see when you are outside. All kinds of things to do with nature. Birds, plants, critters.
Bet the snakes are coming out sooner or later now.
Yeah, I would think so.
And in my neighborhood, since we're talking about nature, in my neighborhood, once there was this family of roadrunners. They had babies, and one stayed, and then another roadrunner came, and then they had babies, and it's just been going like that forever. But we'd never get to see the babies. We get to see the younglings when they come out of the cactus. But sometimes we get a little scared for them because we have cats in our neighborhood, like a lot of cats. Like almost everyone owns one, and they like to hang out in that cactus. But normally they don't go in when the babies are there. But once we got scared because we saw 'em, we didn't know what was in the cactus, but it was actually just my cat, and we got really scared.
roadrunners. They are the New Mexico state bird. We're going to talk a little bit more about roadrunners in a little bit. And this is the Children's Hour. We have a lot more coming up on the show. Stick with us. Coming up next, this is Vered with Gotta Go.
Gotta go now, gotta move, I look, gotta look, gotta look, gotta look everywhere. Everywhere, what's that over there? Gotta go now, gotta move, I look, gotta look, gotta look, gotta look everywhere. Everywhere, what's that over there? Gotta go now, gotta have it, gotta hold it, gotta put it in my mouth. Because there's no better way to figure out what it's about. You can come along if you wanna sing a song, but don't get in my way. Hey, gotta go now, gotta move, I look, gotta look, gotta look, gotta look everywhere. Everywhere, what's that over there? Gotta go now, gotta move, I look, gotta look, gotta look, gotta look everywhere. Everywhere, what's that over there? Gotta go now, gotta have it, gotta hold it, gotta put it in my mouth. Because there's no better way to figure out what it's about. You can come along if you wanna sing a song, but don't get in my way. Yeah. Don't you try to fight it, it's gotta be something there is shining, I gotta see. I will find my way back, don't you wait for me. Something there is shining, I just gotta see. Don't you worry about me. Gotta go now, gotta move, I look, gotta look, gotta look, gotta look everywhere. Everywhere, what's that over there? Gotta go now, gotta move, I look, gotta look, gotta look, gotta look everywhere. Everywhere, what's that over there? Gotta go now, gotta have it, gotta hold it, gotta put it in my mouth. Because there's no better way to figure out what it's about. You can come along if you wanna sing a song, but don't get in my way, yeah.
Between the dark and the daylight, when the night is beginning to lower, comes a pause in the day's occupations that is known as the children's hour. I hear in the chamber above me the patter of little feet, the sound of a door that is opened and voices soft and sweet. From my study I see in the lamplight, descending the broad hall stair, grave Alice and laughing Allegra, and Edith with golden hair. A whisper and then a silence, yet I know by their merry eyes they are plotting and planning together to take me by surprise. A sudden rush from the stairway, a sudden raid from the hall. By 3 doors left unguarded, they enter my castle wall. They climb up into my turret, or the arms and back of my chair. If I try to escape, they surround me. They seem to be everywhere. They almost devour me with kisses, their arms about me entwine, till I think of the Bishop of Bingen in his mouse tower on the Rhine. banditti, because you have scaled the wall. Such an old mustache as I am is not a match for you all. I have you fast in my fortress and will not let you depart, but put you down in the dungeon in the round tower of my heart, and there will I keep you forever, yes, forever and a day, till the walls shall crumble to ruin and molder in dust away.
That was the Gloucester Hornpipe and Clog Society from a CD called Airs from Who Knows Where, and The Children's Hour, which is based on the poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who lived from 1807 to 1882. Before that, you heard Vered with Gotta Go. And speaking of gotta go wherever Laurel Ladwig is going. She's our guest right now from the UNM Department of Geography and Environmental Studies, and you're a master's student there. Welcome to the Children's Hour.
Thank you. Hello.
Well, first of all, what is the City Nature Challenge?
City Nature Challenge is a friendly competition between cities all over the world, and everyone goes out to try to observe the most nature and also get the most people out observing nature.
How do we participate?
All you have to do is download the iNaturalist app for your iPhone or Android, or use the website at inaturalist.org and create an account. You can join our project so you get updates about what's happening, and then you go out and observe nature. You can use the iNaturalist app to take pictures, and it will log where you are and when you took the picture, and it'll help you identify the whatever living species you just took a picture of.
Does it take place in a specific spot?
Our boundaries are all of Bernalillo County, so anywhere in Bernalillo County you can go out and observe nature.
What are the rules?
You just need to observe a living thing other than pets and houseplants, and upload the picture and where you observed it.
What might you see?
So you can see any wildlife in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County, and we have a lot of wildlife in our county. And so you might see birds or plants, even not so much slime mold, but even fungi growing on cottonwoods, and any living thing you can make an observation and contribute.
Does it help scientists, and if how?
We're going to be using this data to create an urban biodiversity map of our area. We want to observe wild species, but we also want to know what invasive and other planted species exist, so that we can see how wildlife are interacting with other species.
So when people are collecting their data, are you going to want to know all of the species that you're seeing around a certain plant, for example, or just you can report the lilac, but you don't have to report the bee that's on the lilac?
You can report anything you want to. If you only want to report the lilac, that's fine. But if you see other living beings, please snap a picture and upload that as well.
Where can you find out more?
If you go to inaturalist.org and either on the app or at the website, you can join our project, and we have information about all of the events. We're going to have hosted events around the city at City Open Space, County Open Space, Valle de Oro National Wildlife Refuge, the Rio Grande Nature Center State Park. The Nature Conservancy of New Mexico is going to be leading a walk along one of the Amafca drains near the Rio Grande High School, and just lots of places all over the city. But you can go anywhere and make your observations. If it's your backyard, your favorite park, anywhere.
This is all happening on April 26th to the 29th. So it's at the end of the month, that last long weekend over the end of the month. It seems like you're hoping people tag stuff regarding this using ABQ City Nature Challenge on Instagram and Facebook, or on Twitter, ABQ City Nature. Are there a lot of cities participating in this?
Yeah, over 100 cities are participating worldwide.
And it's just those days in April.
It is just those days. But we would love for people to get in the habit of pulling out iNaturalist and snapping pictures of living things whenever they see them, so that we can see the distribution of wildlife around our city and county all through the year.
Fantastic. Laurel Ladwig, she's a student in Geography and Environmental Studies in the master's program here at the University of New Mexico. And she's participating and helping organize the City Nature Challenge for Albuquerque 2019. You can find out a lot more about it at citynaturechallenge.org. This is pretty exciting, Laurel. Thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about it.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Stick with us on the Children's Hour. Adya is coming up. She's a young naturalist, and she's going to tell us, speaking of looking for nature, what are we going to find these days now that it's spring in Albuquerque or wherever you live, but especially here in the middle Rio Grande Valley. This next one is John Palms from a CD called Mouthbow, Small Voices. It's his version of the classic Paw Paw Patch, right here on the Children's Hour.
Where, oh, where is dear little Susie? Where, oh, where is dear little Susie? Where, oh, where is dear little Susie? Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. Come on, boys, let's go find her. Come on, boys, let's go find her. Come on, girls, let's go find her. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. She's a queen of old Hawaii. She's a queen of old Hawaii. She's a queen of old Hawaii. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. Come on, boys, let's go find her. Come on, girls, let's go find her. Come on, boys, let's go find her. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. She will teach you how to hula. She will teach you how to hula. She's a queen of old Missoula. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Picking up paw-paws, put 'em in your pocket. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch. Come on, boys, let's go find her. Come on, boys, let's go find her. Come on, boys, let's go find her. Way down yonder in the paw-paw patch.
Birds of America don't care-o how they look in pictures, well maybe sparrows. The coot is vain, so's the black-capped titmouse. Creeping warblers complain, but not like the screech owl. If they'd been alive to see themselves drawn, what would they have to say about John James Audubon? Other creatures would be flattered to see themselves in books, postcards, and calendars. But birds are fickle, fancy fellows. A canary will take you to court over a shade of yellow. If they'd been allowed to critique his work, would his name still be synonymous with birds? Would the great crowned purple finch take offense? Or the least peewee flycatcher be incensed? Can't you see Bonaparte's gull there winged to his breast? We've all seen vireos and bobolinks bothered by less. Never a man to hunt birds for sport. Audubon still ate some birds of America after he finished up their portraits.
Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
Verde is a world music party release going way back. And Elise Pachen from Poetry Speaks Who I Am. Hope is the Thing with Feathers, the Emily Dickinson poem. And we put a little music bed under that by C.K. Barlow. She also wrote our theme song for the Children's Hour. Birds of America Don't Caro is the Deedle Deedle Dees from Strange Dees Indeed, and the Paw Paw Patch was done by John Palms from a CD called Mouthbow, Small Voices. You're listening to the Children's Hour, and April is National Poetry Month. It is also Autism Acceptance Month, and with us today is Isa Schenk. She is from Albuquerque and is 16 years old, to read her poem, A Piece of a Puzzle.
I am a piece of a puzzle that should be considered as different, not a puzzle that has to be fixed, even if some or most pieces are difficult. We don't understand social interactions, as we expect ourselves and others to follow rules. We don't like any kind of change, so we sometimes prefer to be alone. Some of us can't or won't talk. We don't make eye contact with others. We have emotions, but we don't know how to show them. We think in pictures, not words. We often say what we think out loud. We are slow to respond to questions or orders. We are sensitive to certain sounds. We don't like to be touched, not even a little bit or by accident. We are born this way. People who don't understand or aren't patient can hurt or harm us. Kids at school, teachers who don't have experience, even our own parents. We can now be determined to be a piece at 18 months old, but we can be discovered during our childhood. Some of us don't even know they're a piece until adulthood. For one girl, there are 4 boys. Each piece is different. The puzzle is a spectrum, and it expands every day. You can't tell we're a piece by looking at us. Only by how we behave is when you can expect us. Some of us have special talents. April is our month. It's when we can be recognized. April is Autism Acceptance Month.
Isa Schenk on the Children's Hour.
Please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. Please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. Well, I may not talk the way you talk, but I got some things to say. So won't you listen up? Come on, let's talk. You're gonna be amazed. Please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. Please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. 'Cause I ain't no motor that won't turn over. You tore down to the station. No, I'm alive inside. I'm filled with pride. Got a wild imagination. So please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. Please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. 'Cause I am who I am. Well, I ain't no tile that needs a patch, you know, a roof that needs repairs. Now I'm a precious stone on my own, remarkable and rare. And I may not walk the way you walk, but I got some place to go. So come along with me, let me show you what I know. So please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. Please don't try to fix me. Love me for who I am. Please don't try to fix me. Please don't try to fix me. You gotta celebrate me, motivate me, invigorate me. Love me for who I am. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me for who I am. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me for who I am. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me for who I am. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me for who I am.
You're listening to the Children's Hour. We'll be right back.
Supporting our community means a lot to Albuquerque-based Kay and Molly Textiles, which is why they're proud to support the Children's Hour podcasts. Their print studio is committed to creating great jobs that include health and education benefits, leadership development, and flexible hours for new immigrants and refugees in Albuquerque. Find their hand-printed towels at their retail store or in a store near you nationwide. Find out more at kayandmolly.com. That's KEI and Molly.com. The Children's Hour podcast is made possible in part by Meow Wolf. Meow Wolf, your portal to the multiverse. Meow Wolf proudly supports the Children's Hour Incorporated. You're listening to the Children's Hour. I'm Katie Stone, and we're here with our friend Adya Radcliffe. Welcome back to the Children's Hour.
Thank you.
You are a young naturalist. You're 12 years old, and you observe nature quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah. Me and my family will go to the bosque daily.
Daily?
Almost daily, yeah.
So you see every little incremental change.
Yeah. We get to experience the changing of the seasons and the river and the plants in the bosque.
What are you seeing now? It's April. Well, we're here in April, so in case anybody's listening to this later, I observed at my house the goodbye of the cranes. I heard them leaving and flying overhead. It seems like they're gone now.
Well, a lot of birds are coming in and migrating, and some of the winter species are still around, and many of the species won't be here for much longer. But this is a good time because many of the species the winter species, the migratory species, and the summer species are overlapping because many of the migratory species are coming through at this time, such as warblers.
How would you know if you're seeing a warbler?
Well, usually they kind of bounce around and you can't really get a good look at them. There are many different types of warblers, so if you're not familiar with them, it can be hard to identify them because many birds are bouncy like them. They just flit around, and many of them they're yellow in color.
When you're identifying birds in the bosque or anywhere, are you mostly looking or are you listening?
Well, a little bit of both. The songs or the calls of the birds can be very important for identifying them, but many birds in the bosque have similar calls, so it can be good to get a view of them and hear the call to be able to accurately identify them.
So who's leaving right now? What winter birds are leaving that might still be lingering?
Well, some of the white-crowned sparrows are leaving, and they come in the fall. And the juncos will be leaving, the butterbutts or yellow rump warblers, and there's many others. And as you were saying, the cranes, they've already basically left. They head out pretty earlier.
So what is coming to New Mexico? And are these birds just migrating through to somewhere else, or are they coming here to stay for the summer?
Well, a little bit of both. Some of the birds, the summer birds, will stay here over the summer, and then they'll leave when it starts cooling down. But some of the other birds will be migrating to other places and might be staying here. Western tanagers will be coming through. Recently, I was walking up in the foothills, and I saw my first hummingbird. So they're definitely coming through. I haven't seen one at my feeder, but they're coming through. And some of the hummingbirds, they won't come down into the valley as much, but they'll be up in the mountains.
What about animals, Adya? Are you seeing a change in the animals that you're seeing that are not birds, I should say? You know, the mammals or the lizards?
Well, for lizards, as it warms up, they're coming out more, and there's lots of little baby lizards running around, and you can see them. They like to come and bask in the sun and display. And for animals, a lot of the animals, such as squirrels, are going to be calling pretty soon. And when I was at the nature center, I saw a couple of squirrels running around and chasing each other by the feeder. So a lot of animals are going to be more active, and because it's getting to summer, and reptiles are going to be more active.
Yeah, recently I saw a gray squirrel right near my house, just kind of flitting around, doing his thing. Like, oh, hi, how's it going? Hopefully your dogs don't eat me.
Are gray squirrels the common squirrel that we have here?
Well, many people may call them that, but the actual name for them is rock squirrels. They're one of the most common squirrels. Well, they're one of the only squirrels in the bosque.
Do they stay year-round?
Yeah, I think in the winter you don't really see as much of them, and in the summer they're more vocal. You'll hear them calling, and they'll be singing, and it can be hard to tell their song apart from many birds because it's so musical.
Just a couple of days, I saw a hummingbird right by my house. In the summer and spring, I get a lot of hummingbirds at my house because the front of my house is covered in trumpet vine, and when the flowers bloom, a lot of birds come. But I've only seen one hummingbird this spring so far, but it was really pretty.
Is it a good idea to feed the hummingbirds nectar, and what do you make your nectar out of?
The best deal for hummingbirds is, well, they do need some sugar because that's what they mainly rely on, and they will glean and catch small insects too for protein. They do rely on sugar, but some nectar for the hummingbirds can be bad, such as the red dye. You may have seen feeders that have red dye in them, and that can give them problems with their liver, and so it's not good to put out those feeders because we don't want to harm them.
I'm going to ask you, Laurel Ladwig, what should we be feeding our hummingbirds?
You can use 4 parts water to 1 part sugar. And, of course, never red dye. You also don't want to use natural sugar or brown sugar. You want the very processed white sugar because the other sugars will ferment and go bad more quickly. And not honey either, just the very white sugar that's not so good for us, but actually is okay for the hummingbirds to supplement the nectar that they can get from native plants.
Adya, I want to ask you, what should we be watching for? What are some of your favorites that are about to come back because it's summertime?
Well, I've seen some of the birds that have been coming through recently have been swallows, and you'll see them over ponds and water or gleaning for bugs. And, well, the hummingbirds are returning, and in a couple of weeks we may see ash throats. Well, the summer tanagers will be arriving soon. The black-headed grosbeaks will be coming into the bosque too. But some of the later birds that are some of my family's favorite won't come this season, but they'll come later in the summer. And so those are some birds you may look out for.
Do you use an app or anything to help you identify the birds or the animals that you're seeing in the bosque? Or do you use books? Or how do you learn how to identify them?
Well, I've been birding since I was really little, and so I've come to be able to identify them by sound or appearance. And if I don't know a bird or an animal or a plant even, I usually have my camera with me, and I'll take a picture, and then we can go back to my house and we can look through the bosque field guide and see if it's in there.
You can also, if you do take a picture, upload it to iNaturalist and say where you saw it, and you don't have to know what it is for any picture, because naturalists all over the country will go in and look at it and say, I know what that is, and they'll observe it. Sometimes people will argue amongst themselves, but it's a great way to learn about what you're seeing, because we have so many experts who will chime in and let you know.
Young naturalist Adya Radcliffe, thank you so much for being back on the Children's Hour with us.
Thank you.
Black shack, little black shack, diving in the water for a crawly little crab. Red-billed, black-backed gull, fighting all the rubbish at the dirty old dump. Whoa, watching the birds go by, and they do in the sky. Whoa, watching the birds go by.
árbol por su fruta se conoce. El amor primero, el amor postrero, de los sabios y los viejos no desprecie los consejos. El amor primero, el amor postrero, haz bien y no mires a quién. El amor primero, el amor postrero, sea luz en su hogar, sea lámpara en su pueblo. Si usted no puede ser estrella en el cielo, el amor primero, el amor postrero, el amor primero. Qué grande es tener para dar, qué lindo es vivir para amar. Qué grande es tener para dar, qué lindo es vivir para amar. Mi creador hizo la tierra y el sol, y el sol y tierra hacen vida suceder con su diaria comunión. Un padre y una madre, mi padre y mi madre son, alimentan a sus hijos, nosotros de la tierra somos semilla que sembró el Creador y unos talentos nos dio para brindarle a la gente. Nacen como flor y en tiempo se maduran con agua, sol y amor, y en tiempo se hacen fruta, un don del Creador. Mi Creador en esta vida mía me puso en el sendero del tambor, y por eso me dedico a saberlo y a brindar con amor. Flauta y tambor, el idioma de los ángeles. Oh, oh, la música, el idioma de los ángeles. Oh, oh, con música doy gracias a mis padres, la tierra y el sol. Un padre y una madre son, y en eso no hay duda. A mi vereda del tambor me encontré en los cerrillos, afuerita de un pueblo musical me hallé con su nombre apropiado, Campo Bantu Batumbuca, dice la gente florecida. Mi campamento en una huerta hice con otra gente muy amable, debajo de un durazno con flor primaveral me puse a escuchar y a saber. Marimba y tambor, guitarra y maraca, baile y canción, respeto para el pueblo, respeto para la tierra. Y otra cosita me pasó en esa huerta, vi el poder y el favor de mi Creador. Canto de la gente en el viento, ahí por la huerta pasó, trueno de relámpago y el toque de tambor, ahí en la huerta retumbó su retumbo, notas de marimba y maraca y una lluvia, ahí en la huerta cayó, 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 el talento y la lluvia, un don del Creador. árbol por su fruta se conoce. El amor primero, el amor postrero, de los sabios y los viejos no desprecie los consejos. El amor primero, el amor postrero, haz bien y no mires a quién. El amor primero, el amor postrero, sea luz en su hogar, sea lámpara en su pueblo. Si usted no puede ser estrella en el cielo, el amor primero, el amor postrero, el amor primero. Qué grande es tener para dar, qué lindo es vivir para amar. Qué grande es tener para dar, qué lindo es vivir para amar.
That was Wagogo, Blossoms in the Orchard, and Fat Cat and Fish Face from a CD called Bird Brain, Bird Watching.
The Children's Hour is produced by Katie Stone with help from all of us on the kids' crew.
We're going to go out with a little bit of this, coming off of a 2011 release, The Family Garden. This is Billy Kelly. It's a Wonderful Life. And indeed it is. Have a great week. Thanks for tuning in to the Children's Hour. We'll be back next week, broadcasting live from the Albuquerque Botanic Gardens.
I like what I like, I go where I go, I do what I can when I can until I can't do it no more, and I'm just trying to do alright, to remember all the while with a smile. It's a wonderful life. I sing what I sing, I get what I get, I remember everything that I remember until I forget, and I'm just trying to do my best to remember every day. Wonderful, oh yes. Flat on my back, I take a trip up to the sky. I see the stars in the heavens scatter, I see them shine above the bang and clatter. I'm thinking Jacob's gonna need a bigger ladder. And when I wonder why I'm here, why then it's clear, I see it doesn't matter. I am what I am, I'm not what I'm not. I am thankful, yes, I'm thankful to be here at all. So thanks a lot, and I'm gonna tell you what. Hey, I remember with a smile all the while. I remember every day. I remember every night, all right. It's a wonderful life.
Children's Hour is a production of the Children's Hour Incorporated, a New Mexico nonprofit dedicated to producing high-quality, non-commercial, educational children's public radio. Find out more about us and support our work at childrenshour.org. Our theme music was written by C.K. Barlow. Let us know what you think of the show, sign up for our public events, and follow us on social media. It's all at childrenshour.org. Thanks for listening. I'm Katie Stone.